made from scratch. That's the mark of a maker.
Welcome back. It's the bank holiday weekend and the weather forecast is good, which means many households will be firing up the old barbecue this weekend.
Indeed. So this morning, instead of the usual burgers and sausages, Fiona Uyema, author of Japanese Food Made Easy, has satay lamb skewers that will work over the charcoal. Good morning, Fiona.
Good morning.
Lovely to have you back with us.
Great to be back. Absolutely delighted.
How have you been getting on over the last few weeks?
It's been busy. Yeah. Juggling kids and work. But look, we're probably doing well. We've got a good schedule now in place, so that's good.
So something different for the barbecue menu this weekend.
So, you know, you can just see online everyone is getting the barbecues out now. So lamb, people don't always think of lamb as a meat to put on the barbecue, but it's absolutely delicious and it's local Irish lamb. So that's why I just wanted to show how Asian flavours go really well with this meat. So just a little tip, when you have your wooden skewers, if you soak them in water for about 20 minutes, it just stops them burning on the barbecue.
Very good.
So that's just a little tip that people might not think of.
And what cut of lamb are you using?
I'm using the shoulder.
Very good.
And you'd expect it to be tough because sometimes you cook that for a long time, but if you pre-marinate it, it actually tenderises a little bit, and I'll show you why now and what we're going to use. So first I'm just going to thread on the lamb, just because when I add the marinade, everything gets a little bit harder.
So you're going to marinate them on the skewer?
Yeah, exactly. You could do it separately, but they might just be slipping all around the plate.
And you're just alternating lamb with a piece of a veg of your choice?
Vegetables, and I just have them pre-chopped here.
Very good.
So,
You're right, I wouldn't have thought of lamb for the barbecue. It's not something I would automatically go to, like lamb shoulder.
Beautiful.
And the flavours that we're using actually cut through the lamb really, really nice. So I'll just show you. So that's just a typical one here. And then I always stick a cherry tomato on top. But the mix of the vegetable and meat is absolutely delicious.
Very good.
Okay.
So marinade then.
There. Yeah. So the marinade then is olive oil. You could use any oil. So, you know, a lot of the time people have an oil that they would prefer to cook with, but I'm using olive oil here. I'm using a ginger soy. So there's about 4 tablespoons of olive oil here, about 2 tablespoons of ginger soy.
I never knew such a thing existed, ginger soy.
Yeah, so ginger infused soy sauce.
Very good.
So it just saves you having to go out, and especially now I'm always conscious with, you know, the situation we're living in at the moment, that you can't always just pop out to the shop. So it's good to have certain ingredients, like, again, we're using dry chilli later on in the satay sauce. But what I'm adding here is actually lime.
So ginger, soy, olive oil, lime.
And lime, yeah. And it's just the lime cuts right through the meat and marinates, and it's absolutely delicious.
So would you put them into a dish like the clear one that you have there and leave it for how long though?
You could do it immediately if you're stuck for time. It wouldn't be the end of the world. Or a few hours ideally, or overnight, you know.
Even better,
you can just prep a little bit in advance.
But the thing is, if you're having a barbecue on Sunday or Monday, prep it tomorrow. Prep it the day before.
So it's perfect.
In the fridge,
if you have the time.
Yeah. So I've just skewered one there to show you how to do it, but you could just marinate the lamb in advance like this.
Beautiful.
In a tray.
Lovely. And that will definitely soften down the meat.
Yes, exactly. And you could add the veg if you want, or just add that at the end.
Well, the lime juice will start tenderising the meat, won't it? So that's what, as you say, what cuts out. Normally, if you're cooking a shoulder of lamb, you cook it low and slow.
Yes.
But because you've got the lime juice in there, it's tenderising that.
Yeah, and the soy sauce as well, and then the olive oil, obviously, when you're cooking it in the oven. But look, that's a basic marinade, because I didn't want to be... sometimes if I see lots of ingredients in a recipe, it turns me off trying it.
Yeah.
So, of course, you could add chilli, garlic, all of that onto it. But I'm going to move on now to the satay sauce that we're serving on the side.
Wouldn't be a huge fan.
I love satay sauce.
I think it's a love or a hate because of the peanut in it. Some people.
And so will this work for, let's say, the chicken satay with rice, not in the barbecue?
Exactly. And you could use it for stir fry. Exactly, all different types of meat.
So what was that?
I added coconut milk there. So that's a tin of coconut milk, so about 400 ml. Now this gives you a good bit of satay sauce. So you could half the ingredients here. What I tend to do, because it lasts a few weeks in the fridge, is then like this. So this is peanut butter,
I'd say.
Oh.
Okay, so about 200 grams of peanut butter there.
Doesn't matter if it's crunchy or smooth, or
preferably smooth, but you're going to put all of this in a blender. I don't have it here with me today, but so you're going to blend it anyway.
Yeah.
So you could
Yeah.
even use peanuts.
Okay.
But generally what I do is I use some of this for it and then set it aside in the fridge. So if you just want a quick dinner,
Yeah.
do a stir fry or
Very
chicken
good.
satay, then it works really well.
And are you looking to heat that through and let it cook out a bit?
Exactly.
Okay.
So put all the ingredients that I'm mixing here. So some dry chili flakes, again, depending on the heat you like.
Yeah.
And these two ingredients can be quite heavy. So you want something to kind of cut through it again.
Is there anything sweet that you'd put in?
Exactly. See, Laura, your cooking skills.
Laura.
now.
I like satay,
You're all
but
over
sometimes
it.
it
You're
just
right.
doesn't have that little bit of
So you
sweetness.
could add brown sugar,
Okay.
but I'm adding sweet chili. About a
okay.
tablespoon of that. Again, it adds a little punch of chili into it. So whatever you have in the cupboard at home. So again, for the sweetness, you've the chili, you've the soy there for the salt.
Could you pop a bit of honey into it?
Yeah, honey would be lovely actually. And
Yeah.
you could put honey in this marinade, just make
Yeah,
it a
yeah.
bit
Oh,
more
that'd be
sticky
nice,
and
yeah.
add sweetness. And then we're actually adding 2 limes to this. So you
Very
need,
nice.
I find you need a good bit of lime for this really to cut through because you've a
Yeah.
good bit of peanut sauce. And some people absolutely love peanuts, but I'd be kind of in the middle. So I'd
Yeah.
like lime to
Yeah.
even out the flavours a little
Can't
bit.
wait to try this sauce. It's an easy
but
sauce
it's-
to make.
Yeah.
It is an easy sauce to make. So I'll just put in the second lime there. And again, I'm just putting all this in the saucepan here, but if I was at home, I'd put that in a blender and then transfer it back to the saucepan.
Okay.
Bring it up to heat and then immediately lower it down.
Okay.
Because if you leave it on a high heat for too long, it'll burn. Just with
So
the
blend it
peanuts in
first into a pot and then this is a low heat.
So what kind of consistency? It needs to be like a thick, creamy consistency?
Yes, I'll show
Okay.
you one that I made earlier.
Bit of garlic.
You'll see the consistency. So this is clove of garlic, just grating that in.
Lovely.
Okay, so you
got a
could
minute
again
left.
put ginger. Okay, so we'll finish up. So just to mention, this is the one that I made earlier.
Look at that.
Okay,
So
so
that's
lovely and
consistency you're looking for,
creamy.
yeah, creamy sauce.
And I'm just going to take the one I
So
have
when you put
out
the
of oven.
skewers on the barbecue, so let's say you've marinated them a couple of hours before, bring them out, pop them on the barbecue. You don't need any extra oil or anything like that.
No, you don't, because they're perfectly coated, which is great for
So you just brush it with the satay down when you're finished.
So you can, when you have them finished, then you could just drizzle them with the satay, or serve the satay on the side if not everyone
Yeah,
wants to
it's not
have the satay.
everyone's-
So you can see even the colours just with the mixed veg.
But also
It
they look
looks-
so lovely and moist. They don't look
Appetizing.
dry.
Yeah, appetizing.
That's the one thing about barbecues that sometimes we've fallen down in our house anyway.
Yeah,
It's a bit dry.
yeah.
Yeah, and
So
that's
you just,
why,
serve, as you say, serve the satay sauce on the side so people can decide whether or not to dip or not.
exactly. And I think the secret's in the marinade, like you were saying. Then it's not dry, and I'm just going to drizzle over
Looks
some
amazing.
satay sauce
Oh
there.
my God.
Well, you do that, Fiona, just to let the viewers know that the full recipe details are up on our website, or of course you can check out Fiona's book, Japanese Food Made Easy for More. Looks delicious.
Thank you very much, Fiona. Lots more to come this morning. We're back here in a couple of minutes. See you then.
Made from scratch. That's the mark of a maker.